We are recording right now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the second episode of our replay analysis series. We've got me and Nerk on the microphone this time. We're looking over a replay between Remilia and Meirin, which is Cursed PersonaDude versus Better Than Brooklyn in Ladder C.
Yeah, ladder games. So best of 5, first to 3. Ready to go?
Yeah.
What are you looking for in this matchup? Who's like generally the person who needs to get in, or like is there such a character in this matchup, or can both players really just take their time, not force it? Like, what do you think?
In this matchup, it's kind of like both characters are pretty versatile. Meirin's really good at this specific spacing, about half a screen away, where Meirin's got 3 really good options she can use to approach with. Whereas Remilia, she doesn't really want to maintain one spot. She wants to be like dashing in and out and playing really hit and run. That's kind of how the game plans for these two characters go. And we'll see a bit of that from, especially the Meirin game plan. We'll see a bit of that. And we'll also see Cursed PersonaDude trying to leverage that Remilia game plan as well.
Alright, let's do it.
Okay, we're going to start. Thank you, Clem, for recording these. We have inputs on display again. And the first thing we're going to see is right here. This move...
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, this move is very all-in, very early. It's pretty ambitious, I would say, to do this early.
Yeah, okay, so look, this is the type of play that, you pull out early on with the intention of sort of disrupting your opponent's rhythm very early on. Try to sort of knock them off what they're doing. It is a surprise sort of hit kind of move. Maybe not the greatest time to use it. He was full screen away. Plenty of time to react, and it doesn't home in quite as well from that range. But it's quite an early statement. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I think at this early, when you don't have a good read for something like this, it's generally like... I don't know, I think it's too risky to commit to this too early. You can do it to like intimidate them, as you said, and if it does hit, like if that kind of hits, you're getting a fair chunk of damage. But especially in this matchup, like Meirin's not really committing to too much at that distance. So
well, yeah, I mean, okay, start of the round, fair go. Start of the round,
yeah,
throw it out.
If it doesn't work, it's not the end of the world.
And if your opponent doesn't punish, sure, cool. I think in general, this 12.3 is a game that rewards sort of patience, certainty. You know what's gonna, if you've got the advantage, you can get in. Yeah, I think that you can feel your opponent out in the first 10 to 20 seconds before you do this kind of thing. Would be a bit more optimal, but I don't know.
But it's not really the end of the world.
Yeah.
Moving on. So the punish, one of the reasons that move is so risky is because it's all like there are some spacings where you can't really punish or where it's really hard to punish, but usually you get a full punish on it.
Yeah, there's a lot of recovery.
Yeah, there's a lot of recovery on that, and we see a kind of suboptimal punish, which I mean you do get a punish. That's very good to like get that damage, but you do kind of want to get a knockdown there, which we will see later on actually from Brooklyn. So he does make that.
I'm confident that was just like an accident, or like I wasn't quite ready for that one.
Yeah, I mean, how can you be ready for
only
that?
on the ball? But yeah, I think it's pretty good that he got a punish at all. I think it should dissuade PersonaDude from really trying that too often now, at least from that angle. But we'll see.
Okay, moving on. A bit of patience, feeling each other out, which is good.
Yeah, there you go. It's bullet neutral. Oh, okay.
Yeah, big counter hit. Unfortunately, doesn't quite get a follow-up. River Mist is currently screwing everyone up.
Yeah, so River Mist kind of messes with a lot of people's... that was super good, though.
Yeah, this is a really good play here.
Yeah, go back a couple of seconds. So I want to start out by saying that this was a super good read, in my opinion, from PersonaDude. 2 dashes from this range. Brooklyn goes for the uppercut, which would have punished a 3rd dash here. Oh, but hang on a second. Back this way, the up forward, dash forward into 6A the other way. That was super good.
Yeah.
A third dash would have been punished by that. But
Yeah, because like you see him just like crawling over from the other side of the screen. It's like, oh, I know exactly what to do about this, but no, it doesn't work out. And one thing we'll see over the course of this set is Curse PersonaDude will actually leverage his J6A very creatively and very powerfully.
By far the most, gets the most mileage out of that move, and it should take away from this set, the times where that worked.
Yeah, it's a really like using that in creative situations. Well, not just creative situations, but advantageous situations is one of the hallmarks of a really strong Remilia player. But anyway, moving onwards. Doing well so far. And here we see Brooklyn just like keep like coming in like over and over and over again. Like if you go back here.
So like advantage Remilia, but we don't care. Okay, but no, we don't really care again.
Yeah.
See, trying to momentum back into their favor after losing it, which is very understandable. If you got to test your opponent, it's early days. This is game 1. It's the best of 5, so you can risk that kind of thing, I suppose. Test if your opponent is clean on their catches on your air techs.
Yeah, but in general, it's a
look
bit...
how much health you lost, right?
Yeah, you lose a lot of health just by 16 into your opponent like this.
Yeah, you tested your opponent. He's got them.
Yeah, like here he comes in, dashes in.
You lost some health here. Now you got to
again.
stop. But you got to stop, dude. Now.
It's one of the things that like it's hard to pick up on at this level of play. But when your opponent starts getting their punishes down and their combos down, like you'll really start hurting from doing that.
Yeah, and I guess like you'll be more convinced, right, to slow down when your opponent is punishing you for 3k consistent.
That's true as well. Yeah. But yeah, that's just maybe a little bit overzealous. But still, again, it's not the end of the world. Doing alright so far. And it does actually pay off eventually.
We get back in there. Yeah.
Oh, that just can't hit. Now, this is an interesting situation. You'll see here, at this point, I'll actually slow this down. At this point, where Remilia is in the air, which will come up shortly. Actually, I probably went back a little bit too far. That's fine.
Here we go. Yeah. Nice. Patient block.
Yeah, patient blocks.
We recognize it. Yeah.
Yeah, in comes this J2A for space control. Now here you will see Remilia is air teching at very high in the screen, and I'm actually going to draw something to point this out. When Remilia does a high jump, one of the things you notice is Remilia has a really shallow high jump. It's like really like kind of like that. Not the greatest shape, but it's really shallow. It's really horizontal. Remilia doesn't really have a very vertical high jump. Like you'll know someone like Utsuho. When Utsuho does a high jump, she'll go like all the way up here, right? Like even higher. Yeah. So the point that I'm trying to make here is up here. This is not Remilia's natural habitat. This isn't where Remilia is at her most comfortable, and the reason is because the amount of distance that Remilia can cover is fundamentally limited. She's got two air movements like everyone else, but her air movements are very, very limited. They're very fixed. Yeah. So to be up here, it's quite hard for her to safely get back down to the ground. And you'll see shortly, Brooklyn's going to take advantage of this. So
eight-way step dashes really, and you can't get very far with them in a very short amount of time. Well, in a very short amount of time, you cover a lot of distance, but they're not good at really getting to a specific distance across the screen very quickly. You can't just fly straight down to the ground like a lot of characters can.
Yeah, and we saw earlier Remilia used two dashes somewhere up in the top right here, and she went to the left using both of her air dashes. So the entire time she's just falling down the left here, and Meirin has all this time to say, "Oh, you don't have any flats left. I can just do whatever I want with you. You actually like." Apart from like really hard call-outs, skill cards and such, you don't have any options. I can set up my air pressure however I want. And that's not where you want to be against Meirin, because Meirin has some very scary air pressure.
Yeah, set up the landing. He chooses to catch him in the air here.
Yeah.
But had a variety of options at that point. Remilia was out of air dashes, but goes for the catch, yeah.
Yeah, and because you don't have any air dashes, you can't graze. you have to block everything, and
Hold it.
you know you're gonna eat a bullet eventually.
That was a nice delayed bullet on that jump 8A, I must say, actually. Cancelled
Yeah.
the first hit, with delayed jump C. Remilia was blocking at that point, but kind of messed with the rhythm a bit, I think. Got the hit because of it, so yeah.
Doesn't quite capitalize on the knockdown or
Backs
the
up,
reset.
backs up. Interesting decision. I think they should have gone in and really tried to horn in on the knockdown.
Now I want to point out how PersonaDude is not PersonaDude, how Brooklyn is utilizing this charge 5C. We'll see it a bit from Brooklyn. It's really effective at this. Exactly this. This is like exactly the spacing you want to do it, because from here, although Remilia has committed to a bullet here, assuming that she hasn't, Remilia really doesn't have any good ways to approach this bullet. She's kind of like, because of the way her step dash works, she'll high jump somewhere around here, she'll try and dash in, and then she'll be right here, grazing this bullet, and Meirin will just be able to do whatever she wants.
Right. And like, the alternative, like, Remilia's movement, as you said, works kind of like moving up here, then, whoop, zoom, straight over here, and then sort of down. Not really the best, you know, kind of in Mei Ling's face right here. She can press any button, and your dash does have a bit of recovery. So what would you kind of recommend instead?
For Remilia to do here?
Yeah.
I would, to be honest, this is just it's not a bad position. I would just be trying to bide time, try and find an opportunity, because this bullet here, it's gonna go away eventually. It's not like infinite. It just lingers for quite a while. Yeah. So I would just like hang around here, wait for an opportunity for that bullet to fade away, and then if Meirin is really overextending and really trying to push the advantage that this bullet offers, you can take advantage of her overextending.
Right now she's charging out a 6C.
Yeah, and in this situation you can say, oh, she's charging a 6C. I'm not really under too much pressure. I can just wait, right?
What would you recommend, like a high jump chicken block? Or
yeah, I mean, she's currently buffering a bullet, so I would just let the bullet rock and kind of see what happens, right? Okay. You don't want to stay here for too long, though, because Meirin's going to approach like this, and then you have the big, bad, scary J2A, which covers all this area.
Yeah. See, that's the threat of the 6C at this range. She can follow in with the jump 2A.
Yeah.
And now you have a decision to make. You're going to have to avoid the jump 6C, or you're going to have to eat the jump 2A and accept it.
Yeah.
It's depends on the kind of play, kind of movement there. I guess the kind of risk you're willing to take here.
Yeah, however, these bullets that Remilia is sending out are going to give her some pressure, some advantage in that respect as well. But anyway, the main point to make here is using charge 5C like this against Remilia is great because of its lingering its lingering hitbox.
One of Mei Ling's best tools in general.
Oh, we're slowed down. Yeah, just making great use of these bullets here, making it really hard, you know, walling out with melees. Yeah, actually, this hit right here, this is kind of important. So, despite Meirin doing great work with all the bullets, PersonaDude in this Graham situation does manage to get this hit. And this is a really pivotal hit. At this, like, if you look at the life bars here, like, PersonaDude needs to do something here. Like, maybe you're not like confident in the confirm, and that's fine. But even if you just jump up there and like try and like chase the tech, you know, get something going, put some bullet cover up, you know, there's some advantage there you can try and leverage. You can try and get something going, and you really need it at this point in the game, I feel.
Yeah, it was a bit of a strange hit, to be honest. But when you get a hit like that, and you're at a life disadvantage, as you said, yeah, you definitely have to try to capitalize on the advantage, whether it's a chase or a hit confirm. Both can be sort of covered by a straight jump up, right, into a melee. At least go for it.
Yeah.
Try to either get the or chase attack. But we see sort of a backing off approach here. A reset to neutral. I guess it means he's sort of more comfortable playing a neutral game to sort of make this comeback than he is relying on the pressure. So maybe that is true for him. Maybe that is what he's going for.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll see.
The optimal definitely to try and close this advantage and capitalize for sure.
Yeah. Also, just a side note here. These buttons. These If I can get my pen out, yeah, these buttons here. Not as precise as we would want, but it's not really a big deal. You did get the hit after all, so.
Yeah.
All right, moving on.
Move back up. Gonna play some more neutral.
Yeah, more neutral happening. Really good melee placement.
Yeah. So like, I feel like that decision before cost him the round.
Yeah, I mean, he had a chance, and then the chance, you know. All right, now here's a big problem.
Yeah. So that's some classic mailing stuff, right? So 2A, 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 2A. You don't know how many they are, so you don't quite know when to jump out. And then the 6A or the directional normal comes as the frame trap into a bullet, or just bullet straight from the 2As. When you're already blocking 2As like that, it's kind of hard to judge when to jump out. I think the better option is to just block for a while. I don't think there's any need to try to get out here. I don't think it's in your favor to try.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the situation right here, the round's just started. PersonaDude has like slight advantage. It's not massive, but it's a slight advantage. And he's got all of his orbs. He's not in any danger of being spirit crushed. Meirin is actually not very good at doing spirit damage. It takes her a lot of time to really whittle down your orbs. She is very good at holding you in pressure.
Yeah, her advantage is the lockdown. She makes you block for a long time. Like,
yeah, exactly.
And you got to hold that sometimes. But
yeah,
this is one of those situations. You got stuck blocking the 2A. You know, shame on you, but you know it's salvageable. You just got to find it out.
You're not really like in a hurry to get out here. You're like, okay, I can bide my time, see what's happening. I don't need to rush myself. When you start getting down to like 2 orbs or 3 orbs, that's when you're like, okay, I'm actually really worried about what Meirin might do to me here. I might get crushed at any moment. But at this point, you're pretty safe. However, PersonaDude, he's getting pressured, and he wants to do something.
Oh yeah, look at these inputs.
Look at these inputs. These, I mean...
So what he was trying to do was a DP, right? He was trying to get a DP out in between what was coming, and that would have worked. But that's the strength of the 2A pressure. You don't know when the gap is, and mashing the input in this game is horribly inconsistent, especially a DP motion, where in this game it does have to be relatively tight and relatively accurate. As you can see, it didn't come out, didn't work out, even though technically a DP there would have worked. But that's the strength of the 2As.
Yeah, so with these two, the thing with Meirin's 2A pressure is like, it's as Nerk said, it's really hard to see the gap. And if you want to DP in this game, you need to be confident in where the gap is. You need to say, okay, I'm going to DP at this time. Mashing like this is very inconsistent. It's very hard to get the DP. It's not
Think
really...
of it like, bam, that's the DP.
Yeah,
got it.
Yeah, exactly. There's the gap.
DP. No, I don't. It doesn't work. I mean, not that it would be a bad option if it did, but it just executionally in this game, it doesn't register. It just doesn't.
Yeah. Exactly. And like if we look here, like this DP mash, it actually like he like wasn't even gonna hit initially. You know, like he was just blocking 2As. You know, and then he says, "Oh, I need a DP. I'm gonna hold forward."
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna do my DPs, and then he actually gets hit. And then this hit, he gets 236 instead, which makes him get counter hit by this 6A. And a counter hit is like that's gonna hurt more than the normal hit. But anyway, yeah, that's the situation. Yeah, in theory, but you know.
I mean, that's unfortunate, but the idea, you know, is there, and it was a good exchange. But you know, people get better at execution, you know, as they play more games. So we're not gonna harp too much on dropped combos.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, like, we should just. I forgot to mention this at the start, but obviously at this level of play, there's a lot of drop combos. There's a lot of setups that aren't being done optimally, but we're not really.
It's a really long time to get that stuff down pat.
Yeah, it's super hard in this game to do that stuff. We're not really going to harp on about that stuff too much because
advanced players do it consistently.
Yeah, it's like it's super hard, and like everyone, like if we did harp on that a lot, it'd just be a lot of, oh, you dropped your combo, do your combo, and you know. That is
but we're more interested in the ideas behind the decisions made. If the follow-up is dropped, whatever execution that'll come with time. The decision making is something we can really address like now.
Exactly. But yeah, just pretend we're saying throughout the whole thing, you know, oh, finish the combo, because that, all other things aside, that is probably the one thing that would make the biggest difference.
Training, work on your execution. It's a big part of these kinds of games. Be consistent.
But there is something else happening here. Here, I'll actually slow this down. So here, Diamond Dust is on the clock. Now, it does make sense. I'm not really considering Diamond Dust too, like, when the weather isn't quite active yet, it makes sense that you wouldn't really consider it at this level. However, Cursed PersonaDude gets an errant hit here. Not even errant hit, the bullet hits. And
there it is.
Here,
he sees the knockdown.
You've got this thing saying Diamond Dust. It's Diamond Dust. At this point, you need to say, oh, it's Diamond Dust. He has to neutral deck, you know?
Yeah, you snooze, you lose time. I mean, you got to know what this means. This is very important weather. So it's like this Typhoon. I guess River Mist is annoying, but it's not necessarily a must-know what's coming up weather.
Yeah, Sun Shower's pretty important.
Shower. Yeah. But Diamond Dust, this was free Okizemi, right? You got a knockdown. This was everything was coming up. PersonaDude, right? He was about to get some corner pressure started, but the backwards walk, the conservative play.
This is one of those moments where you really have to capitalize. You need to be like, okay, Diamond Dust. It's actually really hard to get somebody to hold corner pressure in 12.3. So anytime you can, you want to grab it and not let it go.
Yeah, sure. So we back off. We set up some bullets. Running low on spirit as well. That may have influenced the decision to back off and try to regen.
Ooh, yeah, there's another uppercut. Really good jump in, dash up from there. Here we go. This is another situation similar. So, in this situation, you don't exactly have like a knockdown, but here, we'll slow it down. If you look at this situation, it's Diamond Dust, so Remilia really doesn't want to land on the ground. She wants to deck out. Actually, we have to go a little bit more. This isn't the best freeze frame to show. After this J5A, we will see.
Nice hit. Catches her coming in. Gets a pseudo knockdown, you know. Tech chase situation, but hang on. What do we do instead? We back. Oh. So hang on. Keep going in slow-mo. Let's see how this... Yeah, we're backing off. This is our setup, right? We're gonna back off. Wait, they teched forward. How we deal with that? Okay, we set this up. The 5C.
Yeah, this is unfortunate. I mean, it did work, but
yeah. So I mean, yeah, it's a setup, and I guess it worked. But I think the better option in that scenario was to tech chase up with a jumping normal, preferably a jump 5A, and continue air pressure from there. I think they're going to air tech from here. I think PersonaDude has represented that option quite consistently at this point. But yeah, this worked out. So hey, I mean,
yeah, exactly. But yeah, the thing here that really stands out to me is it's easy to forget exactly how much this weather affects it, but in this situation, like, it's very uncommon that the Remilia wants to just fall on the ground and eat corner pressure. So what you
if jump forward puts you in a good position to get a meaty anyway.
Exactly. You don't really lose anything just from jumping up and sticking a melee out to try and catch the
I think it is like mathematically the best option, like, right? It just covers the most. So yeah, chase that tech.
But anyway, he does get a hit here. Doesn't quite get the conversion, and it's another Diamond Dust. Now, again, that Diamond Dust, like, he's just sitting at your feet. You just need to put a midi out there and lock him down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think top priority in this game when you get a knockdown is to force them to block. You don't want them going anywhere. If they get hit, they get hit. If they block, you'll start your pressure. But you know, mix-ups once if their mix-ups are a meaty as well, perfect. but I think mix-ups that are not meaties in this game are not things you want to go for immediately.
Yeah, the step one, the first thing you want to do is you just want to stop them from high jumping. You just want to lock them down and say, no, you have to block.
Everyone's going to hold that in this game. Everyone, are you kidding me? Everyone's going to jump on wake up.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to backdash.
Especially
No way.
at the low to mid level. Like,
yeah, well, I mean, it depends. Like, right, at any level in a fighting game, this is just a really important thing about fighting games. Actually, I mean, it's just at any level, people are gonna do what you let them get away with.
Yeah,
free.
yeah.
I mean, if you haven't shown them that you're gonna do meaties, sure, I wouldn't block.
Yeah, exactly.
I wouldn't block against. So you got to. I think you got to represent that option immediately.
Yeah.
And even if that means just no setup. Don't put out the bullets for anything. Just sit next to him and do a 5A.
Yeah, exactly. Just hit him with a meaty. That's one of the things that will take you. One of the things that will take you straight from a low level player all the way into ladder B is getting your meaties, stopping people from high jumping. That's I can't stress how important that is, but it is very hard. Like don't be misled. It is very hard, but it is very important.
Yeah, no, it's actually one of the hardest parts of this game, for real. Chasing techs and getting meaties, very, very hard. It's character specific. It takes very strong awareness and game knowledge. So don't be ashamed of yourself if you miss it a lot. I miss it a lot. Everyone does.
It's hard.
Yeah, but definitely go for it over the cheeky mix-ups for sure.
Yeah, like the point is, it's what you should be going
Go
for.
for it over the setups as well. Just go for a meaty if you can get it.
Yeah. But yeah, that 5A works. Really good spacing on that 2A.
Yeah.
Okay. And here we have a really creative DP.
Oh, that was incredible.
Yeah, this is a bit contentious. Nerk really likes this DP.
Okay, I like this DP. You know why I like this DP? Because he dashed forward, took a step forward, and then did it. This was calculated. This is like a pretty good DP to me because, I mean, he could have lost off of it, but he needs to do something at this point. He needs to seize the momentum, so that he can make a comeback. It's not enough to just trade forever. I think I like it.
Okay, yeah. I can see that argument. I personally think it's. Sorry, what was that?
Oh, I said, having said that, Brooklyn is winning at this point, and I don't think they should feel threatened by this play whatsoever.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think this is just too risky. Like at this health level, when Meirin has full card, it's like you just don't want to take damage. You just want to be as risk averse as possible, and only take the opportunities that absolutely present themselves. A small little side note here. Meirin does dash up. We'll see it shortly. And Meirin's actually pressing 2A here, as we can see. This is a 2A.
Always mash with down back A. I think that's the golden rule. Because, option select, very simple option select. If you're blocking, I mean, if something comes out and your A doesn't come out in time, you're blocking. Otherwise, the A comes out. It's the chicken block, sort of hidden behind the 2A.
I'm not sure
it wouldn't have mattered, but
it wouldn't have mattered here. But it's just there's no point not to.
That was a good DP.
And I don't know about this one.
That, on the other hand, I'm not a big fan of that, and I'll tell you why. So, first of all, so Brooklyn is pretty far ahead at this point, right?
Yeah.
This reversal spell card, it's kind of short range. It's a free punish if it misses, and PersonaDude has a 5 cost in his hand, and they're gonna let that thing rip as soon as you give them the opportunity, which you just did. I don't, and I think a combo into it would have been enough to steal the round. It wasn't doing it raw at that rate. But I definitely could have stolen the round from that.
Or you could have just waited for PersonaDude to do another DP and just hit him with that.
Well, I mean, there's just more ways to get your win than that. When you're ahead, you don't want to throw away your win. I mean, this game has some really high damage spell cards and punishes. You don't want to throw away your lead like this. And as you can see, this is going to lead to some pretty bad things.
Yeah, it really hurts. It really hurts to see this. The other thing is, like, if we go back a little bit, it's kind of like, you know, I'm not really sure what Brooklyn is scared of here, because the Remilia hasn't really represented any scary Okazeme, any meaties or anything, right? So on this situation, like, PersonaDude does what PersonaDude's usually been doing. She tries to do some sort of like light pressure and then just dashes away.
Well, they're setting up in front, right? And then they're backing off. So I guess, like, I don't know, yeah, in that situation, any sort of movement follow-up from that setup is going to result in, like, a pretty, like, hefty positional shift in the screen. It's not likely they're going to be in range anymore after they move that. They can backdash off of it, they can high jump back, which he did. I suppose he high jumped forward, but I still don't think it would have caught. I just, yeah, I don't like it. And then the big punish at the end just seals it.
Yeah, so this might be a good example to show like the use of reversals, like what they supposed to be used for, I guess. And one of the most important things about using a reversal is knowing that you're using it to reverse the situation. You're trying to escape a bad situation and turn it into a positive situation. And if their pressure isn't really threatening you much, you don't really have to go for it. Like if you're confident you can block their pressure all day long, there's no real reason to take that risk, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, it would have won him this game.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
In but it just wasn't the situation. And so here we go. We get a nice little setup here, backing off. Yeah, we would see a little concern for their safety there. They just sort of held back instead of high jumping that time. They knew they were one hit away from death, and a nice little chase there from PersonaDude, just chasing that little, capitalizing on that little hesitation.
Yeah, that was like not quite a meaty, but like almost a meaty. Looks kind of like one. Yeah.
Oh, that was a good start around too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in the zone now. Go in.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now he's like just pushing his advantage.
Yeah. We're winning this one. Yep. Okay, that's fine. Okay, I kind of like that patience. So pause it for a sec.
Yeah. I'll bring it back.
Yeah. I mean, so we blocked the jump in. I think maybe there was. What was the input there? I'd like to see the input after the block jump in. I think it might have been.
Okay, so he's defending here.
And we get. Yeah. Oh. Now what is it?
Just 2A?
Okay, 2A. So yeah, I think block the jump in. Good. I think you were in a position where holding that on defense, just maybe taking it was a better option than trying anything.
Yeah.
But the 2A afterwards. Patience, you know.
Yeah. After you block a jump in, usually the opponent's very plus. Sometimes some opponents will do a 60 dash reset. Not reset, but they'll just try and like get a little bit more corner push or like just get a little bit greedier with their push in. But this Meirin hasn't really shown that. So mashing here, I wouldn't really recommend. And that's pretty much it.
I mean, it's still early days, right? So this type of gamble might be worth it for the long game if that's what you're going for, to represent that kind of playstyle. But I think the better option is to keep it safe and look for your opportunities and feel your opponent out a bit more.
Mm. Okay, to proceed.
Yeah. Knockdown. Okay. Missed it up.
Yeah, we can see.
Awkward. Oh, what's going on?
Oh, yeah, stuff's happening all over the place.
Okay, nice little confirm. Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
So hang on. So I get the idea. It's a good idea. You're with the meaty in their face. They're gonna mash buttons for sure. They're gonna mash buttons, right? Do a DP.
Yeah.
So he didn't mash buttons. But the execution was a little late. I think as you can see, if you slow it down, I think Meirin had already started walking backwards by the time this DP comes. Yeah. There's no So the timing was a little off. Maybe yeah. I don't like the decision very much at all. I think in that situation you can backdash away if you don't feel like you have the frame advantage anymore after whiffing that meaty in their face.
I feel like Remilia had enough time there to just do a 4-8 meeting.
Yeah, me too. But if you're concerned and you want the hard read, I just think there's too many options. Like Meirin has that just beat it. The backdash is a very good one that I don't think that DP would have hit.
Yeah, like you could just
The
beat
best
this
option-
backdash
best
accidentally.
The best option is blocking on that in wake up in that situation. But you know, the idea was there, and you know, it's cute.
It is kind of.
It might have worked. It might have worked. It might have worked. You know. I think so. Thus far, you know, Brooklyn has been representing not
Pretty
buttons
defensive
on wake
stuff.
up.
Yeah,
You know,
pretty
not
defensive
buttons.
stuff on wake up.
Movement on wake up, I think mostly, but not buttons.
Oh, tragic that we missed the punish though. And yeah, this is something you see Meirin do a lot. Textbook stuff, just ending your strings in your dash punch to catch any movement. Very good move. Very good to see.
Keep it safe. Keep it tight.
Yeah, very good
I
to
like
see that Brooklyn's utilizing that. It's a pretty core part of Meirin pressure.
Okay. Get the chase down again. Oh, nice. Nice keeping him.
Yeah, so here we see, like, in this situation, like, this approach here, it's not really an approach, it's more of an Oki situation. I'll just slow it down quickly. So, Brooklyn has advantage, jumps up, flies right, reacts that they're taking in. So he is trying to react to the tech and trying to do some pressure.
Yeah.
One thing I would recommend is instead of doing this from all the way up here, try just going a little bit lower. It'll be much easier to react to the techs, and when you do, you'll be closer. So like in this situation, it's like, I don't know, maybe it's different against Remilia because she has her hop dash, but in general, like if you're already here, like you'll see, like he does the J2A, right? And it just whiffs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
because you're too high.
Of course, the anti. I don't think PersonaDude realized that. I think he judged an anti-air that would hit in that situation. But yeah, I don't know. You think the downwards flight from Meirin would have been better?
Meirin could have done something like this, but that would have actually been hit by the anti-air. But however, like the idea is if you're trying to do this setup from here, you don't care about the anti-air because you'll actually just hit them. Like the anti-air is gonna, like, it's not even gonna come out in time. So yeah, definitely for these Oki setups, I would recommend going a little bit close to the ground. There might be some Meirin nuance I'm missing here, but I'm fairly confident that's how you want to be doing this setup. Anyway, to move on.
Alright, what's the defense here? I mean, not quite a punish, but it's okay. We get the pressure.
Oh, that's such a good read.
So Remilia kind of PersonaDude learned, right? Block a bit and try to border escape out. I think that's kind of unfortunate for his mentality that didn't work.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate.
Because that was a good option. Normally, Brooklyn though is representing the tight border escape catching style strings pretty often. And this one is no exception. This was a great catch.
This is actually the first string that he's done that really like effectively, actively catches border evade.
Yeah.
And what's so tragic about it is this is the first border evade that.
Well, the grays proof strings, but
yeah, that's true.
Look at that. That was smooth.
Yeah, that's like. If you're Meirin, you've got to feel pretty good here. Like that's the first border evade of the set, and you caught it. Like.
Yeah, that's super nice. Props to you, Brooklyn. That was a great catch.
Yeah, and as Remilia, it just kind of feels, you know, it's just unfortunate. Although I will say,
but you can.
Go on.
Oh, you can take away from this as PersonaDude as well. Don't try to border escape, or you can just sort of take away from it. Oh, actually, if he's going to keep doing strings into melee specials, then I can block it out and get away for free like that. This is information for him, no matter how you take it. That didn't work, but that's going to be a good thing as the set is progressing.
One of the things you'll notice that all of Brooklyn's strings so far, Brooklyn's strings are all like, I'm going to do a string and I'm going to end it in a special, and that special is going to hit or it's going to be blocked or my pressure's going to be over.
Yeah, for the most part, either that or like a 5C jump cancel into sort of more bullets into neutral. But it's mostly, it's mostly the tight string into the melee special. And if you do that, the pressure's over. Don't be too afraid. Block for a little while. Like we said, it's about feeling out your opponent. You can block for a little while, and if the pressure it really is proving to be so overwhelming that you don't feel like you just can't block, then yeah, I guess you have to try something. Go for it. But in general, yeah, he's giving you some free escape options if you would block it out for sure.
That's on Brooklyn's pressure. However, back to neutral. We have a very interesting move here. We've actually seen this move before. This wall dive. At this point, I guess it's not really a problem because he hasn't represented it so too much. But this wall dive, you want to be catching it out. You want to like catch out something that Meirin's doing at full screen. And so far, Meirin hasn't really represented that they're committing too much at full screen. They're really trying to play in that mid-range area. So for such a big risk, I'm still not sure that this is really worth it.
Oh, if I was PersonaDude, I'd be really scared right now. Look where Meirin is. He's ready to punish you, and he's got that 4 card on deck. Missed the punish, unfortunate, but they were right there. They were ready. They were so close.
Yeah.
I would be pretty dissuaded from trying that kind of thing again. It's twice now that it has.
And something to take away from this from Brooklyn's perspective is I don't want to be blunt to say this, but you had the game. You know, if you could have punished that, you would have taken it, right?
I mean, you know, it happens.
It does happen. Yeah, it's.
You got to be on that. Yeah, for sure. You're right. You got to get in there. Don't hesitate. Do something. Look, sometimes the unfortunate happens. You get clipped by the tail end of a super that you didn't know existed. We've all been there, right? You know, every fighting game has that. You got to learn though, right?
Yeah.
You go into the kill for sure. Yeah, definitely.
More neutral stuff happening. Scorching Sun.
Yeah, not entirely relevant. Not too relevant with these two characters.
Yeah, they both play pretty horizontal.
Check out the cards though. Look at the 5.
Yeah, these cards. Yeah, here we go.
You're the devil. Ouch. Yeah. You want to talk about that decision to go for that cross-up mix-up in that situation with the 5 costs on deck and highlighted at the top of the stack?
Yeah.
No, I don't like it.
It's not fun.
Yeah. I mean, I guess this is the mix-up that you want to go for, and it's a strong mix-up, but definitely got to be aware of what's in your opponent's hand and what they're likely to do. Again, that 5 cost will win him the game if it lands, and boy, did it ever.
Yeah, I mean, I think Scorching Sun contributed to that, but yeah, in this situation, I know that like Brooklyn's like really committing to his Oki setup, doing it like almost every time, and it does seem like an alright Oki setup.
For sure, I feel that so hard for sure.
Yeah, same. But when
you know,
but when you're Okiing somebody, your eyes need to be here. You need to look at this right here. I'll use a different color. Your eyes need to be here. You need to see, oh, there's so much yellow here. What card is this? You know? Like when you see all this yellow, you need to be like, well, what do all these yellow borders mean? And when you see that card, you need to say that's a reversal. I'm gonna lose the game if I do this button.
Yeah, and again, it's like, I guess it's about experience. Whether the character matchup experience to know which card is a reversal and which isn't.
Yeah, it's very painful.
It is. No one's gonna lie to you guys. It's not a fun process to figure all that out at first.
Yeah.
But before long, you know, I think a general rule is a 5 cost. Approaching a 5 cost. Yeah. If it's a 5 cost, I think you should probably back up.
Be scared.
Be scared. You know, play scared. That means just like sacrificing the frame advantage when you get it sometimes. In hopes that they're mashing it, you know, because
if they are mashing it, you might just win.
But more importantly, if they are mashing it, you won't lose.
Exactly. Yeah.
This does so much damage, and
Scorching Sun.
PersonaDude hasn't represented the combos as much either. This is their biggest damage source. You got to avoid getting hit by that at all.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Brooklyn, I don't know. Do you think Brooklyn's a bit shaken because of that, or do you think?
I mean,
Okay,
it's
in my mind, if I got hit by that kind of thing, I might be thinking, this game was decided by the reversal decisions.
yeah, it doesn't feel great.
Yeah, put you down, right? But
But
I don't think he should feel like that though. I think he's playing well, and I think he should feel good at this point with the way he's playing, and I think he should feel confident that he can win this,
yeah,
right?
Brooklyn's done some nice stuff so far. Let's see what he has to show us. PersonaDude's like playing Runaway pretty often here, and another one of these D22s, and like this doesn't even punish. Like look at this.
Not a punish.
I'll slow this down. So we have this wall dive again, this very risky, inconsistent wall dive. And in comes Meirin. Meirin moves to straight 2A, doesn't quite get the punish on landing. But...
Wait, 2A?
But Remilia is pressing 2A. And I feel like that's not a great idea here. In this situation, you've given so many frames to them that you are punishable. If you can get away with not being punished, that's good. I'm happy.
I think the bottom line is, if you don't get punished by this, yeah, whoa, you're in a good position. Like that's amazing. But yeah, I think to hope that you have enough frame advantage here to not only not get punished, but get this button to come out before the opponent can hit something on you. Yeah, I think you should have blocked or done a DP here or something else. If you're hoping that they're not going to get the punish, then go for something that is frame 1 guaranteed.
Yeah.
A 2A has startup, right? And like Meiling's putting a button on you. Although it could have worked if Meiling was off by just a little bit more. Yeah. I mean, they did miss the punish.
I think I think it would have worked if you did 4A.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, 2A is very very greedy here. And I would just take the block. Like it's, I'd be grateful to be out after blocking.
Yeah, more wall dives. Starting to use them in the corner a bit more, right? But still not paying off yet. Let's
go back in.
Right, good patience.
Nice bullet placement there, making it hard for Meirin to do what Meirin wants. All right, what's this?
Oh, okay. Hang on, go back. I'd like to discuss that DP. Now, it's not that the DP didn't hit, right? But you just go back and check the inputs.
What do we have here?
We get the knockdown. Oh, okay, that's our knockdown. Now what?
Now it's a knockdown. Going for a meaty, going for a setup. So doing the right thing, doesn't quite react.
Direction DP. Whoa.
Yeah. I don't know about this.
So that this indicates to me, I think, that PersonaDude is kind of making the decisions here quite a bit before this situation actually arises in real time. You can see that the decision to commit to the DP was already in his mind long before he kind of woke up. So much so that he kind of missed the fact that Meiling was flying away from him and not towards. Just keep your eyes on the screen, I guess. You got to really sort of make split-second decisions in this game, rather than have planned out, mapped out sort of thoughts, thought processes like this, because then stuff like this happens, right?
Yeah, this is exactly what we're talking about here. Again, like just pushing the buttons, like not being too precise with his inputs.
Very far away from him, right? Also, yeah, precise inputs, right? Again,
not only am I going to so what Nerk is saying is correct. You don't really want to be committing to this so early and so far away. It's also true that like this DP, it doesn't actually have invuln yet. Even if you were to be meatied, you need to level the DP up before it has invuln. So yeah, I mean.
Yeah, on Brooklyn's side, this is all great information to sort of adapt your playstyle. Even if you think you're winning, he's not. He's a game down. But if he thinks he's sort of in a winning position, it's a great sort of indicator, right? That
Yeah.
these decisions are being made so far in advance that the DP will come out even when I'm this far away. So, maybe he can try to bait more of that kind of gameplay on his end to try and sort of secure more of a lead here.
Anyway, to proceed. Okay, now this is a really good
I
dive.
love that wall dive. I love that wall dive. That was brilliant, actually, from PersonaDude.
Yeah.
I think that's the way you're supposed to use it, right?
It's one of the ways you can really use it, because
Yeah.
Meirin's like, no, come down. I'm going to chase you. You need to come down here. And Remilia's like, well, if you want to chase me, if you want to fly all the way up here to try and catch me, that's a good move for me. I don't mind. You can do that, and I'm going to punish you.
It counts as the chase down because, like, Meiling is high jumping up to try and catch her, and this move has just enough leeway, just enough recoil up the wall to make her move whiff, get the clean counter hit. And get a big conversion off of this. But, we can work on those later. I think the important thing is that is the right idea. When
Yeah,
you're using the
exactly.
wall dive. Get yourself out of dodge for sure.
The other thing that I want to mention is, as I said before, at the very top of the screen is not really Remilia's. It's not her natural habitat. So it was a disadvantage earlier because PersonaDude would use both of his flights and he would have no options left. In this situation, it's actually an advantage because it's pretty uncommon that Remilia even goes that high. You need to really whip out the D22 to make it happen, and it works out for him in this situation. And moving on again. That was a good beta raid.
Yeah, that was good. That got him out there. Okay, just sort of flying around the bullets. Nice. Sort of plays that little.
Yeah. Now this is.
Okay, so I mean, it worked that one time there.
Yeah, it did work the first time.
And it was actually not a bad decision, really. I mean, he didn't get punished for it. Not even close, really. Even managed to jump out afterwards.
Yeah,
got put in a bad position, but got away with it, right?
So,
and made the good decision to block afterward.
One of the advantages of using wall dive when you're close to the wall is that when it really travels down like this, it takes much less time than her going all the way across the screen. So you need to react a lot faster to get a clean punish on it. So here, even though it didn't hit, etc., etc., the risk was much lower because Remilia's traveling much lower and it's much harder to get that punish.
Yeah, I think PersonaDude is getting a hang of sort of the right of when to use the wall dives more now. That's sort of twice. It's quote unquote worked. One time it worked. The other time he got away with it, which I consider working. He
did get away with it.
Don't get carried away, sir.
Yeah, don't get carried away.
But yeah, should be getting the right idea. Oh, well spaced.
Yeah,
well
spaced
by Meiling. Bit unfortunate. The walk back from Meiling is really good. It is so good at both these characters. Actually, have amazing walk backward speeds. You can make a lot of stuff whiff like that.
Yeah. So here we have something. Was that it? So yeah, we have this knockdown here. Yeah, he's trying to meet it. I guess that was just a difficult reaction. And yeah, it's actually, as we said, it's hard to meet in this game.
Yeah. Okay, I should have gone for a jump 6A there, but that's okay. Look, yeah. I don't know, that happens. Oh, going straight for the aggression. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I respect that round start, actually. That's alright. I mean, strong aggressive stuff continues the trend for Brooklyn. Okay, nice attempt at that confirmed.
That's a 2-2 use that we've seen. Okay, I want to highlight this moment. So in this moment here, this is more of, I'm going to use this as an example for a more fundamental concept of 12.3, and that is reading frame advantage in neutral. So here we see Meirin approach Remilia, and oh, not quite here actually. It's a little bit in the future. But anyway, they're both head to head, and if either player pressed a button, they would have just hit them right here. They're kissing, right? If Meirin pressed J5A or if Remilia pressed J5A or J8A, it would have hit.
Yeah, I guess they're concerned about the movement, right? People often run away in this game and they back off a bit. You don't want to be whiffing stuff in this game. Is that the concern?
Yeah, something like that. Or maybe, and I think this is perhaps more likely, they both thought the other person had the advantage. And reading situations like this and reading who has the advantage is one of the really important things about 12.3, and it's also one of the really hard things about 12.3. In this situation, you don't see it, but oftentimes there'll be like a bullet here. Meirin will like graze through a bullet, and they'll meet in the middle. And reading when to press the button, it's such a mess, and it's not a mess. It's just really hard to do. And really strong 12.3 players, this is just, they've done it so many times. They know exactly how it looks, and
I mean, strong 12.3 players know how to sort of seize the initiative, don't they? They you know, get the advantage, recognize the advantage when they have it, and you know, capitalize real hard. I think in these situations, I think newer players tend to resort to the chicken block. Well, you know, I get it. You know, you're sort of unsure.
Yeah, I mean, defending is always the safe option to do, so I don't think it's really like. Yeah. It's fine that they're doing this. Although on this exact frame, it's funny that they're both pressing A.
Yeah, it's a similar mentality going in, isn't it? But I do sort of like the idea of trying to sort of get in there at the same time. They both had the same.
Anyway, moving on. I'm in slow motion, and they both get kind of hit away. Interesting.
Yeah, advantage Meirin though. Oh, that was a great catch, actually. Went straight in for the meaty attempt. See, can you go back, actually?
Okay.
Oh, the lunge punch meaty. Because I think that demonstrates our point so well about the meaties, right? After this hit, yeah, this had no business working at all.
Oh,
it's just straight. That wasn't the meat, but that was just like the PersonaDude thought he had enough time. Yeah, but no.
Yeah, and he didn't know. Okay, yeah, that
just
makes
go
sense.
in. It's not a mix-up, but just go in for it. Apply the pressure. Force them to block. It will work wonders.
Absolutely. That's another wall dive.
Okay.
It works out here.
Works out.
Neutral DP.
Oh, I don't know about. Okay, so I guess worried about a jump forward or an aggressive push, but at that range, I don't think there was a reason to. I also think
down a bit.
Yeah, I also think at this range. Okay, so this hits.
Yeah, just mashing 2B. But it did hit.
Okay, well, I guess they were predicting a back tech.
Yeah, there it is.
What do you think PersonaDude was trying to predict there?
This is shades of that DP he did in the first game, right?
Yeah. I think... Yeah, I guess. I think they need to just sort of recognize the situation. Again, I think this was planned out sort of too far ahead of time to the point where the situation no longer called for it. So I just more recognizing of the situation.
Maybe
a split second look at the screen could have told you not to do that DP.
Maybe, I'm not sure if he knows what Sprinkle does, but if he does, maybe he's just trying to use specials because they do extra damage, because they're max level in Sprinkle. That could be it.
Yeah.
In which case, it's good that you're considering weather and that you know what Sprinkle does. That's actually,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but, it's a bit of a, if that is what you're trying to do, it's a bit brute force to try and just spam specials in Sprinkle. It's better to try and find the places they will work and use them there. But yeah, a lot of these risks in neutral, trying to do a lot of damage.
Okay, so that was another situation. Oh,
this is pretty big.
Not invincible.
Yeah, this move is not invincible. This is not a reversal.
Again, highlighting the importance of meaties, right? Had this been a proper meaty, this would never work, and it would have drained 3 cards out of me. Yeah,
and you would have got to punish, like, especially since this Meirin Brooklyn has shown time and time again, like he's shown that I'm just going to neutral tech. I'm going to neutral tech high jump.
They've represented the reversal lots of times at this point. It, it is slightly concerning because I guess Meiling has different reversals in their deck. It can be hard to keep track of.
Yeah.
Especially when they quickly switch between their cards and the pace of the game is like, oh, you're rushing to sort of apply your pressure. But yeah, you really have to pay attention to these things. But yeah, the meaty, this isn't an invincible spell card. And I guess how you're supposed to know? Well, you ask Clemper, you look it up. You experience it. Someone tries to use it, and you get your meaty, and it doesn't work. That's how you learn things in this game. But yeah, works out for Brooklyn.
Meaty's very important, very good. Got a meaty, very very big.
So this could have been game-ending combo, right?
Yes, this could have been, but I mean those rats are really hard.
Yeah, it is. Nice pressure. Oh, okay, yeah. Again, goes for that really good awareness. By, I mean, Brooklyn had represented those tight strings into melee enders so many times now. I think the low health of PersonaDude may have influenced the decision to remain safe.
Yeah.
But it should be evidence to him that worked.
Yeah.
I think he should, from now on, he should definitely be blocking for just that amount of time every single time.
Yeah, at least that amount of time.
Adapts, until his opponent shows him something else.
Yeah, exactly. So like, Brooklyn's just done these strings into special like every time. So when you block like that, when you're like, no, I'm just gonna hold it. It should feel great. It should be like, yes, I've adapted. So yeah, very very good.
Yeah. Blocking opens up holes in your opponent's defense because to open up your block, they have to do things that create holes. I mean, you can't keep it tight if you're going to open them up. You have to do cancels into bullets. So yeah, I think that's why blocking, I think, is the default go-to on wake up, unless you know your opponent can't land that meaty.
Yeah.
Then for sure disrespect. Disrespect.
Yeah.
Now that was a bit of an unfortunate Typhoon there.
Yeah, the Typhoon.
Yeah. Despite that good defense, you hate to see it, right? But
yeah, I mean, it's nature of the game sometimes. It's not as dark as Aurora Typhoon.
that is evil.
Yeah, that is evil. All right, this is great. This is really great. I want to congratulate Brooklyn on this. This is textbook 12.3. This is a massive 12.3 fundamental.
God, show me, Brooklyn.
I will show you. This is like, you just love to see it.
Charge 5-6.
In an optimal world, this is how everyone would play their neutral. You do a bullet, you bait them into overextending into the bullet, and you hit them. That's it.
Oh, perfect positioning. Look at that. The spacing there.
It's
right,
so
was
simple, but
too far away to dash in with some crazy all-in nonsense. Too close to really, dash out. They'll just reset back to neutral. That's not too good. He'd sacrifice that corner positioning. That's a great spacing and a great time to use the charge 5C on the ground.
Exactly. This is
follow it up with the jumping normal there. Yeah.
These are exactly the This is exactly what I was saying about before. We're using this charge J5C really effectively, and you'll remember I said before when Remilia is here. And
what are the options? What are the options here, right? If she's not jumping forward with the stop sign melee button with the bullet coverage, then what is she doing behind this to really capitalize?
Meirin?
Yeah.
I mean...
Fly forward?
Well, if Remilia doesn't dash in here, Meirin can take some initiative and say, all right, I'm just going to
fire another jump 6C and dash fly behind that.
That's great, because J6C is also great bullet cover.
Yeah, or if she backs right off a charge jump 6C you even have time for, fly back down to the ground and dash forward. If she backs
just take some ground
if she
space.
gives you something like this, take it for sure. I mean, this is just a good situation for Meiling to be in.
Yeah, so like you'll remember I was talking before about how great these charge J5Cs are, and I mentioned that Remilia's here, and Remilia oftentimes wants to dash in, dash out, do a lot of these like messy hit and run things. If Remilia dashes in here, she's caught grazing in here, and that's exactly what happened. And I really want to stress how important this is. This is called bullet cover, and it's a really fundamental core aspect of 12.3. If you want to approach, you approach behind bullet cover, and it pays dividends. Now, what Remilia could have done is, Remilia could have aborted and started blocking, but at that point, your opponent's blocking and you still have advantage.
Yeah, I think this is a back-off situation for Remilia, or reset the spacing and try to sort of wait out the bullet and then approach.
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
an in and out kind of character. You as Remilia, you sort of jump in and out. You make your pay by sort of surprise,
Yeah.
in and out attacks. So yeah, you can kind of wait it out, wait for the opportunity, and if you're quick, you can really get in there, like
Yeah.
real.
So as most characters, when you're just jumping around throwing bullets, I know a lot of people, it's really easy to get into this like autopilot habit of you just throw your bullet, you high jump, you throw another bullet, you just fly around, do whatever. But when you're throwing your bullets, when you're playing neutral, situations like that, that's what you're looking for. You want to bait these situations. You want to pull the bullet out and bait them into overextending and capitalize on it with bullet cover. Moving on. No meaty, and he just wakes up with a button.
Okay, so I think at this point, this is game 2, right? Brooklyn
Yes.
has not represented anything really besides neutral tech into escape. It's happened many times at this point. Yeah, just something you got to catch on to as a player. You got to adapt to this kind of thing. He's been waking up on the spot and getting away from you most of the time, if not all of the time. Stand next to him and do a 4A as he wakes up.
Yeah, that's
Just take a step away from him, and as he's getting up, slide him. They'll get hit by it. Brooklyn will get hit by that at least a couple of times before they learn to sit still, and then you can begin your other things, your big setups, where they expect you to get the meaty, but instead you're going for a big mix-up. But you got to earn it. You have to go for the meaty, because then stuff like this happens. They just get away from you for free, or worse, yeah, you get the big punish like this.
And,
What can Brooklyn get from this? Check it out. What's the combo?
Let's have a look.
I'd love to see it. Whoa. Okay.
He goes for the big
Right
combo.
idea.
And another
Right
D2
idea.
too.
Yeah, he was in the corner. It was a tech out. I guess he was expecting the tech chase, right?
Yeah, probably, and it could have worked out.
Yeah, could have. I'm not going to hate too much on that one. That was alright.
Hey, no hate here.
Yeah,
Only
no, of
respect.
course. Yeah, of course. I mean,
Now I don't know what's happening. Oh,
Whoa.
I know what's happening with this forecast. We didn't notice this on the notes, but this is Mountain Vapor. I don't know what spell card he's hoping for here, but he's definitely hoping.
maybe they were just hoping to end Mountain Vapor.
Maybe.
I mean, top deck something, and I mean, how bad can it be? But I think Brooklyn has stacked their deck with too many hard spell cards to really make that risk worth
Yeah.
it. Not the greatest, but there it is. Good punish. There it is, 100%. That's okay. I mean,
Yeah. More
Again,
DPs in neutral.
the straight up tech, the neutral tech from Brooklyn is represented once again, but I guess expecting a back tech in that situation and lets him out. Perhaps a DP in sort of frustration, not frustration, but like just to sort of seize back the initiative that he realizes he just lost. But yeah, you just got to hold it in that situation, I think.
Yeah, there's a lot of like really risky maneuvers that PersonaDude is taking that I feel like are doing a lot of damage. Like these DPs and these 2/2s, it's it really adds up, especially when you play against people with consistent punishes. However, that was a great limit combo.
Yeah, great. I think he should forego. I think PersonaDude should forego the setups in favor of just doing a straight meaty. Like, take
Yeah.
out the bullet cover, the 2-1-4 setups, and just stand next to them and do a meaty.
I'm
And when they start taking out, chase it with a dash.
I'm just repeating this combo 4 times just because it looks so clean. Good job, Brooklyn. Check it out.
That was clean, damn.
That's clean.
Stuff. Yeah, in there. Oh, that was a good escape actually. Try to get in there with the meaty.
Ooh, yeah, okay. Now this, I see what Brooklyn's going for here. This move is air unblockable. If you catch them, like if Remilia was anywhere here, there's nothing Remilia can do. She just gets hit. But this spell card really relies on like Twitch reactions and reading the situation really well. And unfortunately, Brooklyn just couldn't read the situation right.
Definitely trying to catch the forward dash from Remilia or some other such thing. Remilia does sort of suddenly get in your face very quickly from the angles that PersonaDude was representing at the time. I think great decision by PersonaDude actually. Like great to sort of
to get out of there,
get around and sort of not fall for that shenanigan. You know, good stuff.
Yeah. But with this spell card, generally you want to use it when you can react to a situation. You can react and say, okay, this will definitely hit, and then use it. But learning to read those situations is really hard, especially when you're relying on reactions. And yeah, this skill card definitely has a skill curve to it. But it's
again. So soccer is a game that kind of really rewards patience and certainty in your actions.
And
like
precision.
Like waiting for the perfect opportunity where you know something's gonna hit.
Yeah.
But the crazy can pay off. Watch Chef play. But you watch people like that play. Don't get the wrong idea. There's calculated stuff behind that. They know the frame advantage. They know the frame data. It's more controlled than you.
So here we see CPD miss a killing combo, which is unfortunate. And then this happens. Another D22. Actually, at that range, it looked very hard to punish. Maybe unpunishable, but I'm not confident in that.
On reaction, Brooklyn could have super jumped upwards and then flown downwards and got a punish somehow.
That's true, but trying to super jump against wall dive, it often feels like putting your hand into a blender.
Would a reaction 623 work? Or would it trade?
If you're a god, maybe. Yeah. If you're a god,
you could
maybe.
Get a tip of the hurt box of Remilia flying at you.
If I ever see a Meirin beat D22 with 623 in Wonderment, I would pay that Remilia $10.
Yeah, no, not worth it. I think the super jump and making it whiff is the right option. That way, just react to where she lands and then fly down towards that position and get the free punish.
Yeah, but the point is, this is punishable.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. These D22s are not working out.
Yeah, just not from full screen. Maybe not there. You know, that was
a really good J6A though. This is textbook. Again. This is textbook Remilia.
Yeah, PersonaDude's been doing that a lot as well. Hang on, it's like what, and then bam, right there. Now the alternative movement from this would be to start from here and just hop in like this, and then you're attacking from this side, or potentially that side. But doing this allows the mix up, it avoids potential DPs, and it's just good spacing. Grazes through everything. That so far Brooklyn has represented a pretty bullet heavy neutral. So yeah, solid decision.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the kind of stuff that's so solid. You'll see top level Remilias do this all the time. Like it's like the bullet cover. This is one of the things you want to base your entire neutral around is Remilia doing things like this.
Yeah, and you know, again, it's just like guessed wrong in footsies for
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I mean, this isn't even something, I got busted, man. I really got hit by this. Oh, I'm the worst. No way. It's just guessed wrong in footsies, Brooklyn, for sure.
Not just guessed wrong. It's also just a spacing thing and prediction and all that.
Yeah, I mean, prediction as well. I mean, you know, it happens. You can't win every exchange. But because that option, the grounded 5C, would have beaten some other approaches. It's just the one
that's
you lost.
True. Yeah.
But other options you could have done to beat this, what are they? What do you reckon?
To beat this thing? I mean, I feel like as soon as you commit to this 5C, if Remilia makes this raid, it's pretty much over. Like, because if you look here, if as soon as you've convinced this 5C and Remilia does that read, your escape options are I can backdash, which is not fast enough. You're gonna get hit. I can high jump, high jump, high jump. You're eating this J6C. It's
So the doom was set when the decision was made to run, I guess, a few feet forwards and fire the 5C.
I mean, let's have a look.
Yeah.
So yeah, from all this distance away, he does the 5C. PersonaDude is kind of feeling out the spacing, and then from here, Persona says, "Okay, I'm coming in. I'm coming." And he actually commits to the dash before the 5C even comes out, so it was just outread.
I believe he might have been expecting PersonaDude to land on him with such a normal from this angle, at which point it was likely that the bullet would he'd either land on the bullet or get at least a trade. But you know, not that a trade would have been good for him in that situation.
Yeah, in this situation, I think as soon as you're here and you see Remilia here, at this distance, at this spacing, you don't want to commit to anything. You just don't feel safe. I would land and just 60 out. Anyway, that's great.
Just ride block for a while. I mean, I guess the moral of that story is there are some situations you just got to hold and accept that you've lost the neutral. It's not a terrible thing. You can block your way out if you have confidence, and you'll establish that you practice it. Yeah.
The point is that J6A was great.
Yeah, it was a great jump 6A actually.
All right. We see PersonaDude like building up some cards here and not really utilizing them. Okay.
Yeah, I've noticed PersonaDude's had the same hand for quite a while.
This is a large question mark. So you're in an Okazumi situation. This is not the media I would choose.
So go back, like just 5 seconds there. Okay, so the lead up to that.
I'll slow it
Gets
down.
the knockdown. I'd like to see, because this was a very intentional wall dive. I'd like to ask PersonaDude what they were trying to catch.
It actually would have caught backdash, and Brooklyn has been backdashing every now and then.
Okay, so we land and we do this. Perhaps it was intended to be a meaty to catch a jump on wake up or something. Perhaps he thought he had it as a meaty from that spacing. If so, I guess I can't hate on it too much. It's a meaty. And any meaty is fine with me to represent at this point. But yeah, I don't know. I think it was very unsafe to go. I think we got to start slowing down with those 2-2Bs wall dives.
Yeah.
Yeah, like see like that. I think in situations where like your opponent, again, but doesn't get the punish. But well, okay.
Good defense though. He does wait out for that melee cancel. More normal neutral happening. So this combo.
I like that. I like that he went for that combo, right?
Yeah, it's really nice to see him going for this combo.
That is the way. That is the way.
It would have been. I don't actually know that exactly the convert, but I think after J2A you can do another greedy combo here. Maybe 3A into something. I'm not entirely
otherwise,
sure.
just
this 4A
5A uppercut.
Yeah, this 5A uppercut. It's really nice to see you going for combos like this. The fact that you even know that 5A combos into uppercut, that's nice because it's
single 5A into uppercut. I think it's good stuff.
Yeah, because like not only is it like really good, it's the only option you have off of some starters, etc. It's really nice. It also just looks sick and it feels good when you do it.
yeah, boost that confidence, which can be just as important. Don't even joke about that.
I know it does.
That's real. Hitting that good stuff makes you feel so confident.
Yeah,
right?
As Clem says, that like he has the most fun when he hears the guard crush, and you got to find those things to keep yourself motivated. Anyway, really nice to see Brooklyn going for all these combos and like having knowledge of the options that his character has for combos as well.
Going for a more movement-heavy approach. That was a wacky cross-up jump 6 from PersonaDude. Nice, gets the hit.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I actually like that one a lot. So even though it sort of cost Brooklyn the last game doing this type of thing, um, this one I'll agree with. I think PersonaDude has been representing the fly past you, jump 6A cross up enough to warrant going for this. I think this was a
Yeah.
from
So
Brooklyn.
so the argument for this DP is this backdash, like this dash over J6A thing, is something that PersonaDude has been doing a lot. And to recognize that situation and go for this DP, if you are reading that, that's actually a great read. That's like if you're really paying attention to those things, reads like that will get you really far. And with the assumption of it was a read, that's great, and I'm a big fan.
Okay,
However,
having said that,
if you are just throwing out forecast here, I don't agree with that.
yeah, okay, so here's the thing, right? This is another situation where you're ahead, and guess what? You know, PersonaDude has in their hands the big
Yeah.
5 cost. Aren't we having nightmares about that by now? I would be. I really would be. But yeah, I still think it was alright. I mean, I don't think the 5 cost would have killed, and I
He's
think,
only got
you
4
know,
cards, so he would have
there,
gotten
there are
it.
safer options though, right? I mean, not stuff that will just outright win and clean house like this just did, but yeah, you agree, you're a fan of the safer approach.
Well, if this was a read, it's obviously the best play. Like,
Yeah.
if you did think he's going to do J6A, like, because, like, it's not unreasonable to make that read there, you know? It's like, I think it's pretty likely even, given that movement pattern. So yeah, I don't think I would have made this play, but if you're this kind of player, I think there's nothing wrong with that.
Well, we'll see how it works out over the long haul, right? This is only game 2.
Absolutely.
We're about to. Was that okay? That was round 2. So we're. But plenty more games to go. Plenty more opportunities for raw spell cards. Nice control.
Yeah, nice
I
air
like
tech catch.
this a lot. Oh, look at this. Oh.
Yeah, this is a bit unfortunate. At this range, like, you don't really want to commit to this bullet when Remilia is hovering over your head. Like, Remilia loves doing
Yeah.
stuff like this. When Remilia is like at this horizontal spacing, it's really like you don't really want to commit to anything, I feel.
Yeah, this was a similar situation to what got him killed in the first round, I believe, when a PersonaDude flew past him and got the jump 6A cross up. It was against another anti-air grounded 5C. So yeah, I don't know. In that situation, I guess if Remilia is above you like that, just try to reset the spacing backdash maybe, or meet them air to air if you think they're going to fly into you.
Neutral tech, no meaty.
Backs off.
Yeah.
I think they're very. Oh yeah. I think they're just certain that they're going to take out of the corner. I think.
Maybe there's some
Occasionally.
Yomi and casuals that I'm not familiar with here.
Yeah. Well, I think these guys have played each other quite a bit, right?
Yeah, they play each other a lot, I think. So here we'll notice
Because
that,
they're of similar experience.
yeah,
Go
we'll notice here, Meirin backtechs instead of neutral techs, and it actually creates an accidental melee, an accidental meaty hit.
Which works, right? Look at this.
Yeah, it hits him.
Look, play it in slow motion because, like, this is like crazy how well this demonstrates the point.
I know.
Like, whoa, like, so we get a meaty situation and mailing back techs instead of techs right up. Had they teched right up, they might have got the meat. I think they were still able to, right, in that situation. But they got a back tech, and the meaty comes out. No mix-up at all. This whiffs. The back tech. Bam!
Yeah.
No,
How good is
nothing.
that?
How easy? Free damage. How easy?
Free
is that?
damage, and they're down in the corner
Free.
again. And this isn't quite a meaty.
Again, look at this. The meaty
But
takes
yeah,
straight up,
but
gets
it
up,
catches
meaty
the wake up.
immediately pays off.
Yeah.
This is so telling. This is the right idea, right?
Yeah, you just want to get a melee on them when they wake up. And another back tech,
Woo!
and
Yeah, there we
not
go.
quite
See how
meaty,
well
but
this
still like free damage, you know?
Oh, no setup required. Just go in for the hit.
Exactly.
I like this a lot from PersonaDude, this adaptation is great.
Yeah.
Lets him out there, unfortunately. Lost confidence, I think. Yeah, maybe they thought they were pushing their luck time to go out. They got the life lead. I think they should have continued. They were on a roll.
Yeah. This is apparently this time. It's like you've got all this meter here. You really want to, especially here. Like, look at that. We'll go back.
Yeah. Okay. So PersonaDude's been sitting on this hand for quite a while.
Yeah, quite a while.
Yeah. Use your cards. You got to use them. You've even got a skill card in there that you could pop just for fun.
So here,
yeah.
like this crushes, and at this point, this card here is going to do a lot of damage.
Yeah, you can just go straight into that, right?
Yeah, you don't even need to. You don't even need to. Like...
Or failing that, just combo into the one that you got highlighted.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Have your finger hovering over that button, ready to confirm. It's like hard, right? Don't get me wrong, because sometimes that stuff's gonna miss. And you're gonna feel bad.
You're gonna feel so
you
good.
You thought you had the confirm, but it wasn't the right confirm. It misses. But situations like this, I think it pays off to be trigger happy enough so that you're confident to use it when the situation arises. And that was a good situation.
Absolutely.
To sort of
That was a great.
great.
It's gotta feel good.
That's how you want to be using it. Yeah, a feel good uppercut.
I mean, that button just feels great.
Let's go in. Okay.
More like interestingly spaced. More interestingly spaced melee skills that are counter hitting and doing a lot of damage here. Using these melee skills effectively to like police PersonaDude's movement.
Yeah, and again remaining in that. Ooh.
Yeah, here's another one, and like this one's gonna like imagine if
that one hurt.
Imagine if every single 2-2B ended like that.
It hurt. It hurts, man. That's like, what, the fifth of his life gone.
Yeah.
It's like that, handed to him on a silver platter.
Okay.
Like, it should definitely be discouraging PersonaDude for going from wall dives from now on.
Yeah.
But you know, hey.
Yeah, here we go. This is also great Meirin. Like this is also textbook Meirin neutral. I'll slow it down quickly. Okay. Man, Meirin's so fun to watch, actually. I love this character.
I'm wanting to, I've got to admit. Okay, so the wall dive kind of pays off. I think that was more, that if you pause that, I think that wall dive was more due to, like, the well-placed B-bullets beforehand. I think that should be more telling as to why that situation worked out in the favor of PersonaDude.
But B-bullets are great. I think
yeah, B-bullets in general are just super good at stopping approaches because they're very fast cancels, right? You can just get away from them very quickly.
Yeah. I feel like PersonaDude could do with utilizing them even more.
Yeah, I agree.
Anyway, back to what we were analyzing
before.
What
are we looking at here? Okay. This is that. Oh.
Yeah. So it's a bit scrambly here, but I didn't pause. I meant to pause.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I see what you're getting at.
Yeah, I'm getting at something here.
It's Okay, so some classic mailing stuff coming. We're backing up. We see what are we seeing here? We see a whiff normal.
Yeah, so Meirin's just standing here. Meirin's.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that whiff normal first, though. What is that trying to catch, though? Why are we doing that at this range?
Okay, I think what he's trying to do here is he's just trying to like. Okay, what's his input? He's just pushing it. He's just pushing it.
Yeah.
I think what he's trying to do is he's trying to just like establish space. Like he's like, no, don't come here. Please don't come here. You know.
Yeah. Well, at this range, mailing can easily represent a button in the mid-range, or a dash forward, or any such stuff.
Yeah.
So this is not too bad of an option, right? In this range, throw out a button, maybe stuff something, right? Do you think it's too bad?
I would highly recommend pressing 3 instead to do the same thing.
Yeah. A button. There are better buttons, but sure, yeah.
Yeah, sticking a button here is fine.
But Meiling, yeah, look at this dash forward.
Yeah. So that's from Remilia's perspective. From Remilia's perspective, it's like, okay, this is really scrambly. Stuff's happening. Like, I don't know. I just need to get something out there. And Meirin's just sitting here, walking back, like watching. Like it's a scramble situation. Meirin's like, all right, I'm gonna bide my time. I'm gonna look at what's happening. And then Meirin sees this, and then actually, I'm gonna draw.
Oh,
this.
look at the time.
I'm gonna give 1 second. I'll be right. I'm gonna draw something.
Oh, I can't wait. What's he got for us? A square.
When Meirin sees this button, a light bulb goes off, and Meirin goes, "Ah, I see," and she goes straight in. This is exactly what you want to see. This is more textbook Meirin. You just sit there, you wait, and as soon as you see frame advantage, this is neutral frame advantage. You go in and you seize it. What's the Nerk drawing? Oh. Have we given up? What are we doing?
Don't mind me, and I'm having fun now.
Gotta have some.
No,
fun.
I think this is a super good play from Brooklyn, right? This is really like representative of Meiling's options, right? So from this range, Meiling could have thrown out a bullet, could have thrown out a preemptive sort of, quote unquote stop sign, kind of normal, stop them from just coming at you, preemptive, designed to sort of stuff an approach, or seeing the hesitation, run in, or the whiff even, run in, seize the initiative, get straight in there, close the distance quickly, and this is the threat of Meiling in mid-range, where she can threaten this type of quick closing of the distance, right?
Yeah.
But she can also threaten you trying to stop that from happening.
Again, this is one of the things, like this is textbook Meirin. This is the kind of stuff you'll see top Meirins do, just like Knight does this all the time. This is like half of Knight's playstyle. He'll just shimmy back and forth with this spacing, and as soon as he sees you do something, he's in. And
he felt it. He felt it. You weren't going to do anything. You were going to sit there and you were going to take this. And yeah, he was right. I mean, you got to play based on feel, right? And this was a good feel.
Yeah,
good
exactly.
Feel.
It's one of
I think more importantly, Brooklyn is placing himself in the mid-range very often and insisting on remaining there for like a majority of the game state, and that's where Meiling is at her strongest, and he's playing that mid-range position pretty well.
Yeah, because
he's pulling ahead now. He's pulling ahead now because of it.
Yeah, you can't you can't make yourself you can't do anything that we just said if you're not in the situation to do it. So it doesn't just rely on you reacting, because that was a sick reaction. Like that was sick to see that and dash in and do that button. But you can't make that.
Just overall,
you can't make that.
Yeah, go ahead.
You can't make that sick play if you're not in the situation to do it. So it's not just, oh, I did this really cool thing. It's I laid the table, and then I had my meal. You have to get everything in position first. And
yeah, I think overall it's just, I think it's good to see that Brooklyn kind of has the right game plan in mind and is attempting to execute. It doesn't always go well. We've seen a few anti-F5Cs which have been punished.
Yeah.
But I mean, footsies. You got to play that. You got to play to your character's strengths.
Yeah, exactly.
Because when you get in, the reward is real big.
And yeah, here we go.
That was nice.
This is how you read the situation.
Brooklyn's on a roll now.
He sees the dash in. He sees the dash in, and he goes, "No, you're not allowed to be there when I have this spell card."
Yeah. Again. Similar circumstances to the big one that he whiffed though. So maybe
I mean, in this situation,
Remilia, I was really on the ball. Could have sort of done the same sort of fly upwards and around maneuver to kind of avoid that. But I think that I don't know. I think that's unfair to PersonaDude to expect him to sort that. That was just a good one from Brooklyn.
Yeah, exactly.
That was just a good one.
I mean, with that spell card, if you can it's a reaction spell card. You can use it on reaction to a situation where it's guaranteed.
Can't be mad at that.
No. It's
Oh, can't be mad at that combo.
Okay, this is what we want D22 to look like. You want to use D22 to catch out them committing to something, and here we see he's committing to a charge bullet, and it works out fine. That's the main use of D22.
Yeah, I think when you're high up in the sky, as we said, when he was up in the corner, he did the same thing. Worked out that time too. I think it's just a better option than horizontally from full screen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially for Remilia when her options that high up in the sky are limited to begin with.
Yeah, gets the whiff punish
That
with
was a
JJ.
nice cross up, yeah.
Just some really clean play from Brooklyn.
Yeah, I mean, staying solid. What I mean, again, the straight up and then out of there. The tech wakes up on the spot, gets out immediately. Yeah, not to labor the point or anything. But
Yeah,
the meaties, guys.
yeah, meaty's important.
Stand
Gets-
next to them and hit your weakest button if that's what it takes.
Gets that punish.
Okay.
Yeah, this is like a fatal mistake. This will lose you games. So at this point, this is shades of the first game, right? You're doing the setup.
Yeah.
If you're doing the setup, you need to look here. You need to look at their hand. You need to be like 5 cost.
Yeah, it's exactly the same actually. Same mix up and same punish, pretty much. And this mix up wouldn't have connected anyway, I don't think.
No. But
Yeah, just recognition when your opponent has the 5 cost, just slow down, back up, play safe.
yeah,
You don't want to eat this. This is
it
a
hurts.
lot.
It really hurts. Another D22.
Oh,
and the
yeah.
convert. Oh,
He's got it this time, yeah. Okay. I mean, still, at this point, no more wall dives for sure, right? On PersonaDude's end, he's got to
hope
be
so.
knowing.
It is
So
sprinkle.
maybe, yeah. Nice conversion.
Oh, and there it is. Dash up 2A.
Good stuff.
Overall, and well, that's the set. Brooklyn took it 3 to PersonaDude's 1. Okay. Now in review, we can go over the set now. Talk about like the main talking points that occurred in this set. And for this, we will use the notes that I prepared earlier. So, what do you think?
Okay, so, sorry. What do you, first of all, what do you think of like just the way they played in general? How do you think they approached the map, the matchup and stuff? Like, who do you like? What do you think?
I think in general,
How this matchup generally goes in comparison to how they played?
I think in general, Brooklyn's playing at all the right spacings. Brooklyn's really playing to Meirin's strengths. And PersonaDude's kind of having a hard time making up their mind on exactly how they want to play. They've got a few really good strengths. They've got a few things they're doing great.
They're quite the opposite kind of players, aren't they? And I think whereas PersonaDude tends to be a bit cautious in their approach. I saw a lot of backwards walk, a lot of backing up rather than sort of seizing the initiative when they had it. Or seizing the advantage, I suppose, when the opponent's knocked down or when you have them in the corner or when they've just blocked something. There was a lot of sort of backing up and setting up. And I think Cursed PersonaDude is super good with his judgment of particularly the jump 6As, right? He was on point with those things. And just the movement in general is pretty good, right? Perhaps fallen into a bit of a comfort zone, right? What do you think?
Was that PersonaDude?
Yeah.
Maybe. Maybe.
What do you think of the way Cursed PersonaDude played this set?
I think Cursed PersonaDude, yeah, he's got some pretty good movement going. I really like how he uses bats at full screen and then like tries to approach behind them. He's trying to utilize bullet cover in that way, and he has some pretty good hit and run intercepting moves.
Yeah, I think he's got some pretty good tricks up his sleeve, especially with the movement and quick sort of ins that he has. He knows he clearly knows a few strategies of getting in there real quick and suddenly, right?
Yeah. But the one big thing that really sticks out for PersonaDude's play is he's just taking too many risks. He's doing too many DPs in neutral. He's doing too much D22. He's doing too much wall dive. His inputs aren't really precise.
The wall dives, dude.
Yeah, the wall dives. It's
The
just
wall dives.
it's just all these risks.
Sticks out to the most, obviously. But I think the wall dives, even though they do stick out quite a bit, I think it's just the risk taking in general. There's a lot of stuff. Well, if my opponent is disrespecting me super hard, this is gonna work.
Yeah.
Or like if my But again, I think soccer is a game where that really rewards patience and certainty, right? Knowing that what you're going to do is hit rather than hoping, waiting for that moment so that when you know it's going to hit, so that you can then capitalize. I think PersonaDude was just a bit too sort of eager to do those big risks in hopes of the payoff. Yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree, definitely.
Yeah.
So
I think the media usage is also a big thing to point out as well.
Yeah. I mean,
use the meter. Use the meter.
Aside from combos, which will come with time.
Yeah, well, everybody could learn to level up their combos. I think yeah, definitely work on those things. Everybody needs to work on those things. Even the best players drop their combos, but yeah, the more consistent you are with combos, the more often you'll get a knockdown, and then the more consistent you are with Okis and meaties.
Yeah, meaty. Like, sure, it's really hard to meet in 12.3. Like, they tech left, right, it's hard, but it's like when your opponent is representing to you that he's just gonna neutral tech, you need to take advantage of it.
Well, I think the snowballing effect can't be like understated in this game. The way it works is you play neutral, fish for a knockdown, convert into that knockdown, and then you get a meaty happening and you pressure from there. And then if you get a hit, rinse and repeat. And it's just a snowballing effect. Really good players, you'll notice if you play against the strongest players in our community, can really just take over a game from a single knockdown.
Yeah.
This is the type of thing, even if you don't think you're capable of you're not confident in that you'll get it, and I think it's really important to try and go for it a lot.
Yeah. It's one of the things that's really worth working
where it feels like you have the advantage. I think you should really try and chase down hard instead of backing up, allowing your opponent out of the corner, allowing them the space to sort of halt your progress. Sacrifice positioning. Yeah, I think it's better to go for it. And,
Yep.
Lock down, go for the meaty, and go for the meaty, dude.
Really important.
Forgo the setup. Take away the 2-1-4 setup, right? And just
the 2-1-4 setup. Oh yeah.
For Remilia.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
And just punch them in the face as they're waking up. Yeah. It'll hit so much more often than you think.
Yeah, absolutely. It's free damage.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, that's chasing techs again is difficult. Difficult thing to learn in this game, but well worth it. It is a big part of this game. One of the more fun parts of this game, actually, learning that kind of thing.
It is pretty fun, yeah. Whenever you tech chase Remilia or Meirin, you just feel like a god.
Yeah, you're not going anywhere. What about Brooklyn? What do you think that Brooklyn did where that caused him to win this match? It was a bit of a rough start, right? The first round, a couple of wrong reads led to sort of a surprise come from behind sort of victory.
Yeah.
But kind of really solidified, didn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. He really has like a consistent game plan he's doing. He's like, I'm gonna stand here at this range and I'm gonna throw my bullets and wait for my opportunity. And it's exactly what Meirin wants to play, and he like really knows what he's trying to do. I think that's like one of the big things that Brooklyn's got going for him, at least in this matchup. He knows what he's trying to do. Like he's confident in I'm gonna do this thing, and it's gonna work.
Well, I think there's that. I think there's the willingness to really capitalize and try to make something happen. We saw a few times early on where Brooklyn tried to force the situation a bit more than he should have. Got a lot of shaved off of the life bar because of that. But then sort of really started judging it a whole lot better as the set went on. And I think I mentioned it before, just the insistence on placing himself in the mid-range where you can threaten with all of Meiling's best tools.
Yeah.
An insistence on being there. If he's not there, get in that mid-range.
Yeah.
Work it from there and then capitalize on a knockdown. Didn't always get the meaties. In fact, most of the time we missed it with the cross-heart meaties, but I liked the idea where he was sort of playing the match up like we were supposed to. Had we had our meaty setups, we would have been on a roll, right?
Yeah.
So, good stuff from Brooklyn.
Another thing that he's doing really well is he's like actively thinking about how Meirin combo structure works. He's like intentionally trying to do the routes that work. You know, he's trying to do the hard routes, and he's really trying to get knocked down and limit off of everything.
Yeah. I mean, it's not always going to work out, but the more you try, I guess the more consistent you'll get over time. This is a game where I think you have to experience it in game to sort of really get a feel for it. There are too many sort of counter hit situations and funky sort of interactions where you just got to sort of improvise with your combos. And I think that Brooklyn is getting the hang of mailing combo theory, if you know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
What do you think you could improve on, though?
I mean, same with PersonaDude. Meaty.
Yeah, meaty. Definitely meaty.
Don't do the fancy setup. Don't do your dash around J2A thing. Just stand there, press a button. It'll hit.
And if you see them tag, just dash forward to A.
Yeah,
or do a dash. Or if you're too far away, even do a 6-6C or something.
Yeah.
I mean, last resort, right?
Yeah.
Get the meaty, dude. It'll work wonders. People will get hit so.
Yeah.
I think
one of the things that Brooklyn does a lot is he's doing like this really boxy movement where he's moving horizontally and vertically a lot. Like I'll try and find.
Yeah, I noticed that. It's like he'll go straight up and then straight forward and then come down on you with a button, right? I think you could definitely stand to be a bit more dynamic with his movement. Up, down, back down, forward, up, back, up, straight back.
Yeah, he's doing a lot of like he's like hanging around on this line, and he's like hanging on this line. You know, he's going up and down a lot, and like sometimes he'll go across this line. Where if you're doing this, like your movement can get really predictable. You want to be doing things like, you know, there and then there, or like, you know, there and then there, or like, you know, you want to be using diagonals a lot. Diagonal movement in this game really opens up your possibility scape and makes you much more unpredictable.
Definitely down flight is really strong.
Yeah, down flight. It's straight down.
Super jump up, down flight with a button is a really good technique that I think Brooklyn should try practice. Especially
J2A, which moves us on to our next point. I think Brooklyn has two parts of the Meirin trifecta down. Part one is you stand at mid-range and you press charge 5C or 5C or 6C. That's part one, and he's doing it really well. It's working really well in this Remilia in particular. It's great to see him do it. And part two is you stand at mid-range and if they're scared of like running into your bullets, you just dash up into it. You're pressuring them now. Great, he's doing that. All good. Love it. The third part of the Meirin trifecta at mid-range is to just jump around like a monkey pressing J2A. Control that space. Like, no, if you jump, you're getting hit. Like, it's all mine. The space is mine.
I think that strategy is more of a preemptive kind. You stop your opponent from sort of trying to graze through your bullets, right? You stop them from
yeah, exactly.
Right out there. If the opponent is patient, they can react to that kind of play. But I think what I'm getting at is there's like when you're sitting in a mid-range position as meleeing, the mix-up here is either you're going to stick out a bullet and then try to get in behind that bullet, or you're going to stick out a normal to try and stuff your opponent's approach, or if you see them hanging back and hesitating, you're going to seize that opportunity and run in with a 2-way, like we saw Brooklyn do a couple of times. And every one of those options is legit, and every one of those options beats something else that PersonaDude could have done. Yeah. And that's pretty much the core of meleeing footsies, right? That's pretty much offset with that and sort of up-down flight maneuvers, tricky movement, and kind of, you know, weird with punishing advanced stuff. But that is the basic kind of idea, yeah?
It's... J2A is like... What's great about J2A is because it hits twice, it's so active, you can like use it and it covers you for the whole jump arc. So they can't really get a good melee punish because it's kind of like sticking your hand into a blender. So they have to like... Even if they're really reading it, they kind of have to go for a bullet punish, and oftentimes the bullet punish just isn't great. So the risk reward is pretty good.
Right.
So yeah, that J2A, like, it's so abusable. Like, it's so good.
I think Brooklyn had a slightly more stable game plan, I think, than PersonaDude.
Yes.
But I think despite that, there are a few unnecessary supers that caused him more trouble than he needed to have.
Yeah.
But a really good usage of PersonaDude supers. Even though they were conservative with the meter, like we said, the one when they used it, boy, did they use it. Big impact on the game. So I can't hate on that. As a figure of speech. Just stabilize. You'll see how many opportunities you really get if you're patient.
Yeah.
They can't.
So to go from the top, in bullet points, if there's anything you take from the video, the to be launched is make it this. The reasons we think CPD lost is he's like not reacting fast enough. Like he's not playing in the moment. He's making decisions ahead of time too much. He's making a lot of like inconsistent and risky plays, like DT2 and reversals. He's not really adapting to the opponent's defense much. Like for instance, not meeting when he's taking in on spot over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And not utilizing his meter. If you get 5 cards, anytime you're sitting on 5 cards, you're not generating more cards. You really want to spend that meter. If you would want to go over the things that he did well in bullet point format.
You have the bullet points, so you do it.
Okay. Good utility. He's using J6A really well, putting in situations where Brooklyn can't really escape that textbook Remilia stuff. He's playing at ranges where Remilia is pretty strong. He's like dashing in and out, doing the basic Remilia stuff. And he's using full screen back cover pretty well.
I think, I think Brooklyn should focus on basic melees. Both of them should. Basic melee meaties. Run up, hit them in the face as they're waking up.
Yeah.
Save the fancy stuff for later once you've conditioned them to block. A few questionable forecasts from Brooklyn. But, hopefully he's learned from that. I think he should use jump 2A a bit more. Just as passive space control. Do a big super jump. Take a big swing. Nothing wrong with being a gorilla every now and then, right? And just try to vary your movement, I suppose. Do the old up down, left, right, super jump up, fly downwards with a button. It's good stuff. So yeah.
And bullet point format in Y Brooklyn 1, playing in Meirin's ideal range, making use of 2 parts of the Meirin trifecta, using bullets really well using their lingering hitboxes to make it hard for Remilia to move, and actively thinking about how to convert his combos, getting a better understanding of Meirin combos, and he's got a really stable game plan. And yeah,
it's not too shabby. It kind of worked out, right? Again, a bit of troubles in the first game, but it worked out.
Yeah.
Do you want to send us off? It's been a long video.
Yeah, it's been a long one actually. I think we've done pretty well though. And again, any feedback on the format, let us know. Thanks for tuning in, and we hope this could be helpful for you guys.
Yeah. Cheers. Thanks, guys.
Wow.